Okay, so can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is the last one, y to delta, and then the next one is this simple example. Okay, so the goal of this example is just to show you that using the formula of delta to y, will have this kind of value, but of course we can revert it back into y to delta, wherein it will give us the same value if we're going to solve that one again. Okay, so for the delta to y, it gave us this kind of computation. Okay, so since you guys now have learned how to deal with those numerators and then denominators, so I'll give you guys a minute, okay, to analyze this one, and then yeah, on how did we come up with this one on right here. Just verify, okay? Just would like you guys to verify since everything is already in there. Okay, kasi one major flaw of this example, I cannot justify that RB came from here and then RC came from here, like RB and then RC, since all of them have the same values. So 3, 3, 3. So parang yun, medyo nonsense. Pero again, the goal of this example only is just to say or to show that when it comes to converting this one into y transformation, you will have this value. But when it comes to converting this one going back to delta, you will have the same value. Okay, so that's the main point of this first example. So just let me know once you guys are done with this computation. Everything is 1 ohm anyway.
Yes, sir. That's naman po.
Okay. So mas ma-appreciate nyo yung next example mamaya. Anyway, this is from delta to y, which gives as this values 1 ohm. Okay. And then from y to delta, of course, with the use of the formula of y to delta. Okay. So it will give us this the same result, or the original results. So again, I'll give you guys a minute. So the main goal of this example is just to convince you that from here to that conversion and then going back to the original one is still the same. Like, parang sinasabi lang na tama yung uh, conversion or the logic behind it.
Gets naman agad.
Okay.
Gets po, sir.
All right. So again, the main goal is just to prove that this one is the same if it will be a transform again to its original formation. Okay, which is the delta. All right, and then here are the computations. Okay, so let's have a real example. Okay, ito na yung talagang parang makikita nyo pagdating sa mga quizzes and then when it comes to your exams. Okay, now for an example that's a little less tidy, we want to find the equivalent resistance between the top and bottom terminals. Okay, so try as we might, there are no resistors in series or in parallel, but we are not stuck. So first, let's redraw the schematic to emphasize we have two delta connections stuck one on the other. So, ito yung para makikita nyo initially okay, when it comes to your quizzes, exams. Okay. So, if you guys are going to take a look at this one closely, parang pwede mo siyang i-combine na. Like, parang ito nasa parallel lang. Okay. Or pwede mong actually, ito kasi, may node pa dito. So, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-combine. Like, parang series connection. So, parang pwede mong i-assume na, this one is in parallel with this one. This one is in parallel with this one. This one is in parallel with this one. But that is actually already your hint. Okay, if everything is in parallel, like these three connections is in parallel with each other, that is already a delta connection. So if it's in delta, you cannot simply solve that one using a parallel glue connection, okay, due to having a node right here and then another node right here and then another node right here. So parang kung i-stretch out nyo to, okay, so you can easily make a triangle. Okay, like for example this one, kung i-stretch nyo lang tong uh, bilog na to pataas, okay, and then this one into pag ganun, and then ito pag ganun din. So meron ka ng triangle, okay, which is now this one. Okay, the same with the bottom side. So ito meron tayong 5 ohms, 4 ohms. So same scenario, it's like you can say that this one is in parallel with 3 ohms. This one is in parallel with 4 ohms, 5 ohms. Okay, so again, pag ganon, tatlo silang nasa parallel sa isa't isa, meaning that's already a delta connection or delta configuration. So we have to transform this pi configuration into a delta configuration. So bakit pi? So I think very obvious din naman kung bakit siya natawag na pi. Okay, that's because we have this kind of circuit, okay, or parang configuration. So it's like forming a pi connection. Okay, so the same this what it's just an inverted pi. Okay, anyway, so yeah, that's the reason why they called that specific configuration as a pi configuration. Okay, and this one is now a delta configuration. All right, so anyway, you have to transform this uh, 2 pi configuration into 2 delta configuration. Okay, so after that, then you can now perform delta to y or y to delta configuration. Okay, but in here, the one that we need is of course delta to y configuration. Okay, so saan kayo mag-umpisa? Is it on the upper or on the bottom? So I drop those to be fine. So ang common lang, common practice when it comes to combined delta configuration, we always start with the bottom. Okay, yun lang naman yung parang nakita ko na kapag meron combined laging sa bottom. Well, pwede ka rin namang mag-ano sa taas. Kaso nga lang, pagdating kasi doon sa circuit na tinuro ko kanina, okay, this one, baliktad na, medyo nakakalito. So that is why just stick with this kind of configuration. So we have this inverted delta. So that is why it's a lot easier to solve the bottom part first. Okay? And then after that, you guys will see later on that you don't need to solve the upper portion anymore later on. But anyway, so here's now the uh, labeled, okay, configuration. So we have here the RB, we have here the RC, and then RA, and then the X, Y, and then C. So just always stick with this kind of labeling. Okay, once you have that, then you can now perform this kind of formula. Okay, so itong RB times RC divided by RA plus RB plus RC and so on and so forth. So from here, just apply that formula, okay, this formula right here, and then you will get this Y configuration, okay. RE is equal to R1, okay, or the X node right here, which is this one. RB is into Y or equal to Y or R2, and then RZ is equal to R3, okay, which is this bottom part right here, okay. So just simply apply this formula right here, okay, and then you will have this kind of equation. Just substitute the corresponding values for RB, RC, RE, okay? And then you will get this 1.25, 1 ohm, and then 1.66. So in here, I'll give you guys 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes to analyze this one, okay? And then apply what you've learned, okay, from our past slides that we have discussed. So just let me know once you're done, okay?
Gets naman, sir.
Okay. So the only thing that you guys need to worry when it comes to delta to y configuration is the numerator. Okay. So para mabilis siguro kayo, let's go straight with the computation. Okay. So if you want to solve this part right here, let's say this is the R1, R2, naglalag. Okay, and then this is the RT. So for the R1, wherever is your RA pointing, this part right here, that is your R1. Okay, RB, wherever it's pointing, it's your R2, and then this one is R3. So if you want to solve for the R1, okay, just deal with the uh, resistors next to it. Okay, or kung ano man yung katabi niya. Okay, so we have RB and then RC right here. So just multiply that with each other. So 5 times 3 divided by the total resistance, okay, which is 4 plus 5 plus 3. Okay, so 5 times 3 is 15 divided by 4 plus 5 plus 3 is equal to 12. So 15 divided by 12 will give you this result. So if you want to solve for R2, then you're dealing with this two resistors right here. So 3 ohms times 4 ohms, which is 12. If you want to solve for R3, then you're dealing with this RE and RB, which is 4 times 5 ohms, which is now this one. Okay, and then you have the same denominators, which is 12. So here 12 divided by 12 is 1, and then 20 divided by 12 is 1.66. Okay, so were you guys able to get that one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Nagets
great.
po, sir.
So yeah, that's it for the first transformation. Okay. Well, anyway, that's actually the first and last transformation. Okay. After having that one, you will now have this Y. Okay, Y configuration on the bottom. Of course, R1 is 1.25, and then R2 is 1 ohm, and then R3 is 1.66. And then as you guys can see right here, you could say that they are now in series connection. Okay, this 4 ohms plus 1 ohm. Okay, this, and then it's 3.125 plus this 1.25 right here. So you can even make this one into something like this, just to say that they are now in series and then in series. Okay, so after combining those two, you will have these values: 4.375 and then 5 right here. Okay, and then after that, you can now say that they are really now in parallel connection. Okay, since we now have separate nodes right here, we don't have another node right here or another node right here which will conflict, to say that all of them are in parallel connection, or some of them are in series connection. Okay, so in here we could say that this one is really in parallel. So 4.375 times 5 divided by 4.375 plus 5. So just apply the formula of a parallel connection, and then you will get 2.33. So after combining them, of course, it is now in series connection with this 1.66 ohms. So 2.33 plus 1.66 is 3.99, or let's just say 4 ohms right here. Okay. So there you go. We now have a single resistance from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, from 5 resistance into a single resistance. Okay. And then mostly the case of this one. So the scenario right here. Okay. So at this point, we have a connection right here. And then at this point, we have a connection right here. And then this is your voltage source. So that is always the case. So parang nagkaroon na lang tayo ng ganitong connection. Okay. And then you can now, of course, easily solve the voltage drop across this resistance, or the current, or the total current. Okay. And then yeah, those are the things that you can do once you've arrived at this kind of circuit. Okay, so are we clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but mind you guys, just a warning. Okay, so ito na rin yung parang magiging hint nyo when it comes to your final exam. So the questions, of course, in final exam will be what is the voltage drop across, let's say, R1, okay, or R2? What is the voltage drop across R3? Or what is the current that is flowing on RT? Okay, so yun yung mga questions na kailangan nyong sagutan pagdating sa exam nyo. So that is why it's important to know what is the individual resistance of that R2, individual resistance of that R1, and then what is the current that is flowing on that specific node. So we have to carefully analyze the circuit. Okay? So yeah, yun lang naman yung advice ko. So just a summary, so delta-to-y transformations are another tool in your bag of tricks for simplifying circuits prior to detailed analysis. Okay, so don't memorize the transformation equations. If the need arises, you can look them up. So this one came from Khan Academy. Okay, so here are the other related articles. So of course, we also have all about circuits. Pero mas nakita ko lang kasi na I think before because I created this one last year. Okay? So para mas madaling ituro, okay, or mas madaling maintindihan yung nasa Khan Academy. So that's the reason why nag-switch ako sa Khan Academy for delta to Y transformation. But nevertheless, if you want to learn more, okay, you can visit those four websites. So number one is www.allaboutcircuits. We have spinning numbers, another spinning numbers. Parang naulit to ah. Okay, naulit lang yata. E delta to Y resistor networks. Yan, naulit nga lang. So na double paste ko yata. And then the last one is, oh, bakit parang naulit ko rin yata to? Direct current chapter 10 delta to Y. Ay, naulit ko lang. Okay, there's only two related articles, the all about circuits and then the spinning numbers. Okay, so just check those websites. Okay, and then for sample videos, so feel free to visit this example on YouTube. So, ito lang yung parang nahanap kong madaling maintindihan. So, marami namang iba pa. Okay, you can find more another videos for that specific topic. Okay, but these are the only thing that I think the easy to understand or easy to answer or analyze for beginners. But if you want a Tagalog video, then you can also visit this one. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the delta to Y transformation. So that's it for today's discussion. So baka medyo nama-mind blown kayo. Parang kasing in just 1 week, we were able to finish 4 modules in total. So at the same time, 4 quizzes na rin yung parang sasagutan nyo. So don't you guys worry. Sinasadya ko talaga yon para may marami kayong time para hindi kayo naghahabol ng oras pag let's say 1 week na lang before the final exam and then hindi nyo pa tapos yung mga kailangan nyo tapusin. So para kapag marami pa kayong oras na natira, then pwede nyo gamitin yun as your time to review, as your time to finish the activities on your other subjects. Okay? So next meeting, this coming Monday, July 26. So we're going to discuss the remaining 2 modules. Okay, so don't you guys worry. Mabilis lang talagang tapusin yung sa finals. Okay, mas madali pa nga kung tutuusin as long as you know the fundamentals. Okay, so ipinablish ko na dito. Just download them and then do an advanced reading para mas maintindihan nyo na bago pa yung official na discussion natin. Okay? But again, don't forget that we have an additional 2 quiz, just like what I mentioned a while ago. So the due date of this one is August 5. Okay, source transformation and then delta to Y and then Y to delta transformation. Okay, and then for the remaining 2 modules, we're not going to have a quizzes for those anymore. Okay, So after the discussion on Monday, uh, final exam na lang yung matitira. Okay, which is this one. All right. So are we clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we still have plenty of time. If any of you has a question, so feel free to ask me.
Sir, question lang.
Okay, ano yun?
Sir, after po ba ng final examinations, may parang break time, sir?
Meron naman 1 week. Like, yeah, literally vacation na yun. Semester break. Pero saglit lang. Okay. You're transferee, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Hindi naman po, sir.
Oh, bakit mo tinatanong? Dapat alam mo na yun. Okay, may break naman tayo. Lagi namang meron. Okay, like 1 week. Okay, or more or less 1 week. Parang ganun lagi. And then after that, enrollment. And then after that enrollment, of course, pasukan na naman. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Alright, so any other concerns?
Wala naman na, sir.
Okay. So, yeah, para makakain na rin yung mga hindi pa kumain. So, if you guys don't have a question anymore, then just give me a thumbs up again and then you may now go. Okay. And thank you guys
Thank you,
for coming.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you too.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Goodbye and thank you.
Bye,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Goodbye and thank you too.